Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to give you an overview of my collection of Blackhawk knives. Maybe you'll see a particular knife here that interests you, and if it does, you can look up my review and the reviews of other people. Alright, the first knife, the Blackhawk Hawk Point. This is their small utility folder. It's not a fighter. You see that it can act as a wave deployment, but it's meant as a cap lifter. Alright, G10 handle scales, open pillar. It is a frame lock, and it's a fairly cheap price. You can check out my full review of this, but I like it because it's small, it's non-threatening, and it would be an excellent just small utility folder. This is the Hornet II Folder. G10 handle scales, very grippy. Check out the contour on this handle. It gives you a much better grip than most folders of this length. It is a 3-inch blade length. So this would be in the category of it's basically a folding boot dagger. Alright, if you need a boot dagger, but for some reason you need it even smaller, you need it to fold up. This type of handle, it's kind of an oversized handle for the length, would be excellent if you're wearing gloves, police, etc. They might be wearing tactical gloves if you're, the SWAT team type. Alright, so the Hornet II, it's a folding boot knife. This knife right here it's just called the Blackhawk Assisted Opener. Definitely needs a better name. However, it comes out very strong, very fast, as fast as an auto. Made in the USA. That is 440C steel. It has a nice finish. It is lightly stone washed. Liner lock mechanism. And this knife would be Blackhawk's basically an everyday carry knife. It's not necessarily a fighter, but it could do both. It's small enough that you could carry it as just an everyday carry folder, but it is pointed enough and has just enough reach that you could use it as a defensive blade if needed. A lot of people have told me that this reminds them of a Benchmade. That's a very good thing because the price on this knife is about $80 to $90, and the Benchmades that it might remind you of, they're significantly over $100. So the Be Warned Wharncliffe style folding knife, designed by Michael Janich. Very impressive blade. Incredible leverage for tip slashing, but also pointed enough that it could be used with thrusting techniques also. And they meant this as a fighting folder, but of course it has a lot of everyday utility value, so it could be both very good grip, very aggressive texturing on the G10. I've done a full review of this. I like this knife quite a bit. I do think it's definitely worth the price. Alright, so if you're interested, just check out that review. The Blackhawk Crucible II Folder. Alright, it is an extra wide design for its length. Alright, it's actually only about 3 inches. But because it is like 3 times as wide as a normal folder of that length, and to be perfectly honest, because of that, it would create a much larger wound channel. Right? I'm just being honest. That's basically a physical fact. Liner lock mechanism, an extra large handle for that size too. Alright, good grip. And this is a pair with the Blackhawk FX2 fixed blade. Obviously full tang, nice G10 handle scales. Nice texture here. And again, you see, you can imagine for such a short blade, alright, that design would cause quite a bit quite a bit of damage if necessary. All right, and as I've said before, it's an excellent idea to have virtually identical ergonomics on a fixed blade and a folder. All right, because it doubles your training, you know. Most of your training with this is going to apply to the fixed blade as well. It's just a smart move. All right, and I will be doing a full review of both of these in the future. The Blackhawk Razorback Trocar knife, designed by Masad Ayub, the police officer veteran, as well as firearms author, and he's also an expert at the legal side of self-defense. He designed this knife as something for police officers to carry while on duty, for general utility, as well as if their firearm is being compromised, if they're having to wrestle for their firearm, they would utilize this to win that engagement. Now, it's exceptionally lightweight and narrow, and that's purposely, because it had to be actually easy enough to actually carry with all your other equipment as a lightweight handle. Right. And also, it's narrow because that facilitates, and it's an Americanized tanto. Obviously, that facilitates a thrusting attack. And, if somebody's trying to gain control of your sidearm, I think that warrants a very strong level of force. So I think the thrusting design is appropriate. Also, the sub-tip, very useful for utility functions, and they say that actually a lot of medics actually carry this knife. The Blackhawk To Tang knife. This is one of their knives that is not AUS-8. This is actually high carbon steel. Right? And as you can see, it is double-edged, and it is extra wide. This would create an extremely large wound channel. It would just displace a lot of tissue. Definitely, this was made as basically a hand-to-hand combat weapon. Pistol grip style handle. You can choke up if you do want to use this for more just outdoor type tasks. You can choke up like that. It has enough weight to be a chopper as well, and the length. Shearing cuts, and of course the back edge facilitates certain techniques. All right, you don't have to bother trying to reorient the edge. All right, and I will do a full review of this. So many people have requested this. I guess this is featured in some video or some computer games. I don't really know what games it's in, but a lot of, I guess, younger people who play those games, they always request me to review this. So alright, I will eventually do a full review. But for now, yeah, I mean, this is pretty dang impressive blade. The Blackhawk UK SFK. It is a double-edged dagger. This is D2 tool steel. Very thick, very durable. This is an excellent knife. This is my favorite Blackhawk knife. What can I say? If you're a soldier and you want a pure fighting blade, highly recommend it. It's about 6 inches in blade length. Definitely highly recommend this blade. Blackhawk CQD Mark I. This is a folding knife. It's not really a knife, it's actually a tool or a set of tools. It's more for rescue personnel or for police that might have to do rescue work, because as you can see, it has a window breaker built into it, and it also has a seatbelt cutter. Alright, so this is not strictly just for the knife, but it has those tools on it as well. It is a button lock. You can open it that way, and it is locked. It just doesn't click open because of the button, but it does lock. Also, it's heavy enough that you can actually just flick it open, so you could open it as fast as an auto if you wanted to. Alright, to disengage the lock, Just press that button. It is out of the way, so that is good placement of the button. Thumb ramp here. Alright, and if you want a summary of my top picks for Blackhawk, my favorite is the Blackhawk UK SFK. That is one well-built and very deadly fighting blade. Definitely recommend that. The Blackhawk Wharned, I feel it is very, very good for the price. Obviously, if you want to go much higher in price, you know, there are better fighting folders, but it's hard to beat it for the price. Alright, so I definitely recommend the Blackhawk Wharned and the Blackhawk Razorback Trocar. It's just an excellent design. You're not going to find a blade of the same length that is as easy to carry and as easy to conceal. And they turned the narrowness of blade into a positive thing by making it a purpose-built thrusting design. It would be very effective if you're looking for an easy-to-carry fixed blade. Alright, I hope this video was suitably informative. Stay tuned for many more. I'm out of here.